Well, welcome to Musselshell. We are here on Musselshell Creek, which is on the Nez Perce Corridor National Forest. The reason we're here today is we're doing some stream enhancement projects. The one that we're doing right here is we're installing some beaver dam analogs. This is a collaborative project between the Nez Perce Tribe and the Nez Perce Corridor National Forest. Primary funding is provided by Bonneville Power Administration. We received assistance with labor from the Youth Conservation Corps. The intent of this project is to restore some legacy resource damage that occurred back in the late 40s with the construction of a lumber mill that was present here at this site. The lumber mill actually constructed a large pond located just downstream of where we're installing the beaver dam analogs. Additionally, there was a large irrigation canal that was constructed. The berm from that canal cut off portions of the floodplain, which likely led to some of the channel decision that we've seen here in Musselshell Creek. The idea behind the beaver dam analogs is that they will basically mimic a natural beaver dam. The backbone of the structure are untreated poles, which are installed using a hydraulic post pounder and kind of provide the backbone. Those pounded in poles are then supplemented with conifer boughs and willow cuttings. And the idea behind the willow cuttings is to again mimic that the materials that a beaver would use. Another big picture part of this project is the potential to address some of the effects of climate change. In recent years, especially in 2015, Lolo Creek has experienced some extreme high temperature events. We actually saw a fairly significant pre-spawn mortality in some adult Chinook salmon, which could potentially be significantly impact spring Chinook salmon in the Lolo Creek watershed. The way that this project could improve those conditions is through basically impounding water, storing more water in the spring. One of the potential effects of climate change is the potential for increased rain on snow and more rain instead of snow. Being able to store additional water in these wet meadows that can then be released in the summer months as cool spring flows becomes increasingly important. Elsewhere where they have installed PALs, which are post-assisted log structures, and beaver dam analogs, they actually have seen a reduction in stream temperatures. That could potentially be an additional benefit of these structures in addition to the stream morphology and hydrologic benefits that we're hoping to see. One last benefit of these structures is the potential to change the substrate composition within this reach. This reach is dominated by sand and silt. Due to the increased scour that we could see immediately downstream of these structures, there's the potential that we could see an increase in exposed cobble, which would provide additional spawning and rearing habitat for juvenile salmonids. Long term, we don't want to be in the beaver dam constructing business. What we're hoping is that through the construction of these beaver dam analogs, we will be able to restore the hydrology, which will allow the willow communities to return to this reach of Musselshell Creek. Beavers will be able to come in and basically take over construction and maintenance of dams within this area.
Hi, my name is Seth Samuels and I'm doing an internship with the Nez Perce Tribe, and this is my 4th week so far and I'm getting the opportunity to do a bunch of different projects. I got the chance to pull some mussels out of the Crooked River. Right now I'm at the Musselshell Creek and right now we're building dams to work on fish habitat in the floodplains. I've also got to pull weeds with Justin, and we're trying to get rid of oxeye daisies and poison hemlock. I've had a very fun time doing this internship so far. It's been fun, eye-opening, and a variety of jobs to see what they do on that daily basis.
So this is a Nez Perce Trail, a National Historic Trail. So what he's doing, he's cleaning all the sawdust, so you ain't able to see it when you're coming up, because historically you wouldn't be seeing saw cuts or anything like that. So what Jimmy did on the logs, what he naturalized, we call it naturalizing the log. How it might be if it broke, or even if it was axed, maybe. Greg's getting all the sawdust out of here, like I said. So on the trail you can't have motorized vehicles or anything like that, so it's a horses and walking trail only. So we can leave all these, some logs on the ground to give it a more natural look. All the logs that you've seen packed off, they have to be packed out of sight. All the cuts and everything, they got to be packed so you can't see them. So that makes it a little harder work. You got to pack it way down there. Yeah, so this trail, and you know, that they talk about it more. Of course, everything kind of goes from the War of 1877. Is when they use this trail during the war. They use this to get to Montana, and then from there up to Canada. But before that, it was a trail to, like Jimmy said, is a trail up to Buffalo Country. You know, and along this trail, there's many spots that they use for religion purpose. The smoking place. They stack rock cairns to help show their way. So there's rock cairns are rocks piled about 8 feet high, and they'd use them to stash their goods in there. Say they'd stash food and some supplies and some weapons in there. So when they came back through, it'd be in there. And it'd point directions. So on the trail, there's on high points usually there's spots where it shows you which direction to go. But on this trail too, I didn't mention, was Chief Joseph Trail Ride comes on here with over 300 horses, and they do that. Their goal is to ride the trail in 12 years. They ride 100 miles a year, and this is one section of the trail. So they'll bring, when I was doing it, I used to bring 300 people through here, and you kind of teach people about the significance of the trail. And it ends all the way at Bear Paw. So this trail is it's a real significant trail for us to work on for the tribe as far as meaning, and that's why we continually keep it open, and you know, to keep the history alive. And every time when we bring a new crew out here, I explain to them how important this trail is to us, as far as just our ancestors walked this trail, and keeping it alive and keeping the stories alive of what happened along here. And there's, you know, just this section alone, we do from Muscle Shell to the top, we do 16.6 miles, I think, and get into old growth trees. You know, I always tell the guys, them trees were there when the elders walked through. They're over, you know, 150, 200 years old, some of them trees. So as far as that goes, it's a pretty awesome trail, and it means a lot to us when we're working.
Well, if it's a lightning storm, we gotta get out of here.
Yep.
Let's see. What about donkeys? Can you ride donkeys?
Donkeys, yep. Little horses, camels.